Uh-oh.
I can hear you.
Oh, thank you, Steph. Thank you.
I can hear you.
Okay. So I'm just recording it this way because I get the better quality image, and if I want to edit this later, got it. You don't have to come into this stream. You guys can see it on the team's pictures, right? The team thing. Everything's good? Or do you want the thing? What do you want? You okay? All right. Okay. I kind of started this because there's figuring things out. This is definitely a quickly thrown together assignment, because when I was looking through all the tasks I have in teaching you acrylic paints, I left out, and I don't have a very, very important topic, and that's color theory and how to mix colors to get the color that you're going for. So, fresh page, we're just going to work on the one page, okay? This is going to be challenging enough to keep it small. 1 inch off the edges. Draw a horizontal line. 1 inch off the top and bottom edges. And I have an 8-inch ruler. So I kind of put the end of the ruler on the edge of the page, which isn't the most scientifically correct way of doing things. But what it did was it allowed 8 inches to fit nicely across the one page. There we go. So I'm giving you time to do that. Then I made, so there's 1 inch off the top and bottom edge. Then across those lines, those horizontal lines, I put a dash at every 1 inch. And I put a marker. And then I did it again a second time down at the bottom. Now I'm going to connect those lines. Don't worry about the letters yet. I'll explain those letters in a second. Then I connected those lines. So I have these long strips, these long rectangles running down my page. And the last one's just going to squeak on. There we go. Over top of the first column, row. What are these? Are these columns or rows? With your lovely primary printer marker, I want you to write red, blue, yellow, purple, green, orange, white, black. Yep.
Can I wash off all the paint that's on my lid from the first painting?
Clean your palette? You can. It's
Yeah,
probably all
right.
dried up. Yep.
Should I wash them all off?
Yeah, you can. Sure. Okay, so we have red, blue, yellow, purple, green, orange, white, black. Next, down along the bottom, make sure you get these orders correct, okay? Don't take your time. Make sure you put it in this order so that when you're following me along, you don't mess up. And if you do, who cares? All right, we are going to put underneath the first one. We're mixing things up, mixing colors. Oh, sorry, what's up?
Can you repeat like the first like 8 at the top again?
Yep. Red, blue, yellow, purple, green, orange, white, black.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Miss, did you say you're recording this?
I am. Yep, I am recording this one. You can see it on the screen, live studio. It's on my proper YouTube video too. So you'll be able to find it.
On your YouTube or on the Teams?
On YouTube, because it does a better quality. And in case I do use this one, this is a whole new activity. And if I do like it, if it's not a complete and utter flop, then I will edit it and shine it up and make it look good.
Okay.
I will edit out your voices. I'll cut all that out. I'll probably speed up the time and do a voiceover. So don't stress, guys. You guys, please talk. I mean, it is out there right now, the live version, but whatever. You're asking art questions. Who cares, right? Okay, so at the bottom, we're going to start with yellow. Yellow, red, blue. So got yellow, red, blue. Underneath purple, I want you to write yellow. Underneath green, I want you to write red. Can anyone guess what's going to go underneath the orange one? That's right. It's blue. Yeah, thank you. I heard you. You're correct. Now, underneath the white and black, I want you to write red twice. Now, we could be doing this with any of the primary colors, but I want you to see what red can do for you. Okay, there's a lot that we can do with red. Okay, so you guessed it. We could go in, we could draw a whole bunch of series of boxes where you have to, carefully divide the colors up into blocks, and you can, tediously. I had to do this in university where we had like a set number of boxes and we had to very extremely carefully transition, gradually change from one level of color to the next level of color, and it had to be perfect. And it was really hard to do. It was a very difficult exercise where I kept having to go back over things, and you have to tweak and that. So, Are we going to do that again, miss? Are you going to make it that tough? That's a very good question. That's 8. It's almost 9 inches long. Yeah, let's do it. I don't want to be a sloppy teacher. So we're going to do it. Take out those pencils again, and every 1 inch, put a mark. 1. We'll get 9 boxes out of it. That's 1 less than 10, so that's something. There. I've measured it once. I'm going to move my ruler over to another vertical line and do the exact same thing, making sure that I have my 0 starting at the bottom, or whatever side I first did the other measurement on. And measuring twice, if you haven't learned by now, is the only way to get a straight line. If you just go and wing it, no, you're going to be flopping all over the place. Not good. Can't do it. Double check. Yup. Yep. We got this. We got this. We can do this. Make sure that you actually put your ruler underneath those lines so they're just sitting on top of it, not covered. And put those lines down. Now, this is just an exercise, a practice, a learning how to mix acrylic paints to get certain colors, the power of certain colors, and we are looking specifically at the primary colors, the secondary colors, so transitioning from one primary color through a secondary color back into another primary color. So our middle row is essentially going to be that perfect 50-50% of each color. We got a middle row. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, you know what? 9's pretty good because we've got this lovely little middle row. We can even make it special if you want. I don't know. Maybe put little stars off the sides, not in the boxes, but you can indicate the middle row being important because that's going to be our 50-50. There, and little stars because it's fun. There, I'm not going to do my grid in ink. That's fine. I don't want to even see it when I'm done. Okay, so we're going to be starting with the red that you have in your kit straight out of the tube. Really, really easy. Let's strategically think about our game plan here because you're probably going to wander off on me mentally and just get sucked into painting and mixing. So let me go over it with you first. So we have red straight out of the tube, nice and clean. Make sure your water's clean, brushes are clean, and nothing's going to contaminate your red. Fill that in. And then as you move down the grid, you're going to add a little bit of yellow. Then you're going to add a little bit more yellow, until you hit the perfect 50-50% orange. Then eventually that red's going to be totally weaned out and you're going to start having a much more yellowy orange, a even yellowy or off yellow, totally yellow right out of the tube, nothing contaminated in it. Okay, so clean your brush, make it perfect, pop that in. When I'm going to hit this, when I do this, I'm going to be kind of smart. I'm going to paint this box and that box and that box with my clean yellow first, right? You can do the same for the red. Wherever you see red, boom, boom, there's a red, there's a red, there's a red, a lot of red. Okay, you can fill those boxes in right off the bat. Same for the blue. When you're doing this one and you've got to this perfect thing, sorry, I'm going to back up. You're going to do the same thing, blue, transition to purple to red. mixing the colors. This one's going to be tough. I find that acrylics and mixing a perfect purple is not easy. I find that it's really, really dark. So try using water. Water down that a little bit, make it a bit more washed out, and the purple will shine through. Otherwise, it's quite dark. So you're going to mess around with stuff, and I'm going to give you some tips on how to mix your colors. I'm just going over what we're doing. The yellow is going to transition through to green, transition to blue. The next three, I want you to experience and see the power, the relationship that a primary color has with its complementary color or its contrasting color. So you're going to start with that 50% purple over here. You're going to start from the middle. And I want you to mix purple and yellow together. And you should have some pretty ugly browns, or I'm sorry, some very rich, lovely browns here. All right, because that's what's going to happen when you get your, when you mix in a primary color with its contrasting color. When you mix contrasting colors together, you're going to get some really rich natural tones in here. And I want you to see that happen. Then we're going to work, clean your palettes, clean everything, clean, clean, clean. And you're going to work from red up through to white. You're going to go all the way through pink. Red's the only color that actually has its own name for its high values. It's pink. And then you're going to see all the lovely shades of red that you can get when you mix in black until you get that perfect black again. Okay? Are there questions right now about that? It's going to be a big rainbow.
Yes.
Yep.
I can't choose like my 8 pictures before. They still haven't dried, so should I just do this in my other sketchbook?
Go grab a blow dryer. Take your book upstairs, blow dry it. Are there other people who are still waiting? That's why it's important to keep up. Keep up, keep up, keep up. This is going to take a while anyways. All right. Next tip.
Miss?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Are we submitting this as well?
Yes, you will be. I just haven't created the LMS portal yet.
Okay.
All right. So I'm just cleaning my palette off a little bit. I want to start fresh. I don't want old paint on it and messing up what I'm about to do, because you don't want contamination. Color contamination. It's not good. It'll wreck your colors. Especially like I was saying in another lesson, I was talking about keeping in mind the power of each color, how much strength it has, overpowering strength. With yellow being super, super weak, it can be quickly overpowered with the reds and the blues and so on and so forth. So when you're working with this, you're going to have to be strategic. If you literally take 50% red and 50% yellow, and you measure like a measuring cup, and you scientifically, mathematically put a perfect 50-50, that red's still going to overpower that yellow because it's not as strong. And I have a transparent yellow, but stores are closed and I don't have time to go shopping. So even then I have to be careful about the quantities, the ratio of, or the amount of paint that I'm putting on my palette. Okay. How do we mix paints on our palettes? I'm going to use a smaller brush too for this. I'm going to put away my 5/8 flathead, and I'm going to be working in, what is this? This is a number 6 flathead brush. I like that one. Yeah. I'm choosing a smaller brush because the space that I'm going to be filling is smaller. Makes sense. Okay, here we go. I've got my red. Mine's actually a crimson. It's a fancy name. And that's all I'm going to put on my palette right now. Can't open it. Oh yeah, it's not opening. Ah, there we go. Boop. There she is. We got the red. And this is the easiest part. I'm going to directly paint. I'm going to grab up my red from there, and I'm going to paint in all those boxes that are labeled as that perfect red. And I'm going to do my best job at painting inside the lines. I've chosen a flat head brush because I'm painting something that is geometric and has hard edges. So I want a brush that has a hard edge. As you work, as you get more experience painting, you're going to find favorite brushes, favorite types, and you'll tend to lean towards those. And that's good. When you're working with oil paints, people like to have like stiffer bristles sometimes. I like hog's hair. It's like hog whiskers. I hope they're kindly sourced. I'm not sure. Or it's fake. I don't know. And then I like Taklon, the white brushes for my acrylics and watercolor paintings. Some people recommend really soft brushes for watercolor, like pony hair or even squirrel hair, camel hair. I've heard all these things. I don't know if they're actually coming from those animals, but I know that those natural brushes are quite soft. In the kits that you received, you have a whole bunch of brushes. And you get to decide what you like, what you prefer. Oh, there's the shaky hands. We are slowing things down significantly compared to the last activity. There's another red.
Miss, I have a question about the types of hairs for like paintbrushes.
Yeah, go for it.
Like, I know people use human hair
Ooh,
for paintbrushes.
really?
Like, do they have to like wash that hair too? Like how you wash like human hair? Do you have to use like shampoo and conditioner?
That's a good question. No, you wouldn't have to use shampoo and conditioner because once it's been cut off the head, it's no longer coming in contact with those natural oils that are being produced by our scalps. That's what the shampoo and conditioner are doing. It's washing those natural oils produced by our scalp skin and cleaning that off the hair. So once you cut your hair, it's not producing oils anymore. So it doesn't get oily. What I like to do to clean my brushes is I take a pump of soap and I put it in the palm of my hand, and then I shampoo it just with your regular sink soap, whatever you got, like your dish soap. That's good. You can even buy special soap from the stores when they open up, when life gets back to normal. It's called pink soap. I don't know where they got that name from. And it's just a brush cleanser. You take a little bit of that, put it in the palm of your hand, and you shampoo it. Yeah, I always call it shampooing because it's the same idea where you lather, rinse. Yeah, that was a good question. Okay, and then I got 2 more red boxes. I don't know. I can't see my friend's screen, my Vanna White screen, which is fine. Even if they turned it on, I wouldn't be able to see it because I'm looking at my YouTube screen. So I don't know if I'm going too fast or too slow. Usually I'm too fast though, aren't I? Gotta stay one jump ahead of the, what is it?
Aladdin.
Yeah, the Aladdin song.
One jump. And if something. Can't remember any of the lyrics of the song.
That's a really good song. Have you guys seen the live version of that movie? The Aladdin movie with Will Smith?
Yeah, Miss have seen it.
Have you watched the making of that song and what they had to do in order to get it to look the way it does in the movie?
I think I've heard of, like, I haven't seen it, but I think I've heard about it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, there was, he had to sing it and act. Was it slower or faster than what they played in the movie? Like at a weird speed, so that when they played the movie, it was like it had that cool effect as he was running through Azkaban. All right, pop quiz. It's the name of the city. Nah, nobody knows. All right. I finished doing the easy bits. Now comes the fun bits. I got my second color. I'm going to be working from red to yellow. So when I put my paints on my palette, if I can open my paints, it's one of those days where my paints don't want to open. I can do it. It was open like just a little while ago. There it is. I'm not going to dump it right on top of the other color. That would not be intelligent. I put it off to the side. Over here. There we go. And now I can make like a scale in a sense where I can pull a little bit of red over here and I can bring a little bit of yellow over here. You could use those palette knives too if you wanted to in your kit. That's up to you. I'm content with just taking a little bit of paint over here and here. Now, before I do that though, I'm going to be smart. I got a fresh, clean brush, super clean. I've wiped it off. In my paper towel, I can see that it's not leaving any marks. So I'm going to fill in all those pure yellow boxes before I get ahead of myself. Before I start mixing in and contaminating my yellow, I'm going to work smart, not hard.
Or not smart.
Thank you, William.
You're welcome.
Okay. Boom. There's a yellow. Find the yellows, boys and girls. I think I'm happy that we get to do color theory, which inevitably results in like some rainbow kind of effect. I think it's fitting that it's Pride Month and we get to work in rainbows. Yay. Love yourself. No. Turn off your phones once you start painting. That is your life. Cha-cha! There's another yellow. Hopefully you guys followed my... that was wet and dirty. Bummer. Oh well. It'll get covered up. So you can really see my transparent yellow as I try to paint over even just this pencil mark here. Nothing opaque about this. Is your yellow more opaque? Are you finding that it's covering your pencil marks adequately so you can't see them anymore?
No, miss. Even for my red, I can see them.
All right. Oh, yeah, I can too. Whatever. No biggie. That's just one layer, right? If this was like a real painting, you would be putting layers and layers and layers. You'd never see that pencil again. Okay. Don't dip your paintbrush in your drinking water. Pro tip. That's why I have lids in my drinking water. I just reached out to my coffee cup to tip my paint, and that would have been that would have been special. It also would not have been the first. All right. You may have noticed that the handle of my paintbrush just came off the top of my paintbrush. That's because this probably sat in water too long and it disintegrated the glue. So if you have your paintbrush or a paintbrush sitting in your bucket of water, you're slowly disintegrating the glue that holds the metal cap onto the wooden handle. It's also wrecking the bristles. Over time, they'll bend and they'll even start falling out. So that's sadness. Don't do that. Don't abuse your paintbrushes. You can always just get some tool and like pinch it again. Paintbrushes are humans too, apparently. Okay, so now we're ready to actually start mixing. And I am well aware of how weak my yellow is. So I'm going to only take a smidgen, just the littlest smidgen of red, because I want, look at that. It's like super powerful. You can test your paints on an adjacent page if you want. See if they are what you're looking for, that if it's off, just off yellow, you can add a bit more. So I'm going to start from the bottom and work my way up. I'm going to make sure that I test out my colors before applying them. That's a huge, important thing to do. Because how do you know that you got it right? How do you know that this is the perfect color that you're looking for? So I'm looking for a yellow that is one step closer to red. So it's just still identifiably yellow, but it's a little bit warmer. It's got a smidgen of red in it. Then I'm going to add a little bit more red. Just a little. Test it out before you put it on the paper because it's hard to take it off. And I'm looking, I've got to get 2 more steps before I have that 50% orange. So sure it's mixed evenly too. I had a little blob of red on my paintbrush. Come on, you. You have to go the distance. It's another Disney song. Where does Go the Distance come from? Which movie? No, that's not it.
Hercules?
You got it. You got it. Hercules. I liked Hercules. I know some of you liked Hercules. I remember some of your fantastic See, now I think that should have gone up. That was a big jump. Can I glaze? Yes, you can. Can you take yellow and try to bring it up a bit? Well, you can try, but it's transparent, so might be out of luck. Bump. That's all right. Yep. Would have liked those two to switch. Yeah, so that was too big of a jump. I done goofed. There was a bit of red mixed in there, even when I tested it out. And then when I pushed harder, you can see it right here. So sometimes that happens. And it's not an unfixable thing. I'm going to wait for it to dry first before I tackle it. I'm just going to ignore that happened. And I'll fix it up later. So I'm not going to lose my head. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to start over. Oh my gosh, don't start over. Just persevere. That's what the theme of the day is. So when you're mixing the colors, flip your brush over in case you got some surprises hiding on the other side. It happens. All right, so I'm at my 50-50. 50-50.
Ness, it's really blurry. What does the writing say at the bottom again?
Yellow, red, blue, yellow, red, blue, red, red. It's the top that gets really weird. If you come onto my stream, I can share it with you. You can see it in HD.
Are you streaming on YouTube?
I am streaming on YouTube.
Okay, I'll check that out then.
There's the link. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. I am recording.
Yeah, I know. I don't really care.
Well, I do. Can you please not? Hmm. So a lot of you are learning how to drive or have just recently learned how to drive. And this is kind of like a gas pedal, right? You can't go too fast. You got to judge when you're going to have to make that stop, looking ahead, deciding what kind of speed do you need to get where you're trying to go. Ah, there we go. That's better. I'm not one of those YouTuber artists that like always have perfect work, never makes a mistake. I'm real. This is what it's really like. A paint doesn't want to do what you want it to do. You got to figure out how to make it work. Happy mistakes. That's what Bob Ross calls it. Come on, you. Get on the paper. There we go. That's not too bad. Trying to keep the color consistent in the little box. And we're going to go one more step. Got easier as we went up. There we go. Actually, we can even bring in a bit more red. Yay. So we're looking like we've done grayscales together already at some point in our history together as teachers and students. And just like in the grayscale where you were trying to get those consecutive steps, those even steps between black and white, you're doing the same idea where you're going for very even steps. Too much water and you may wash the paint off, so be careful. Doesn't look too hot, except for that spot. Yeah, it's not too good. I didn't like that one. Even these three all kind of came out the same. So I'm going to go back and see what I can do about that. Now, the nice thing about having this color between two, I know this side's still pure. It's untouched by red. So let's see if I can do a glaze over this and bring it up closer to a pure yellow. And if not, if I can't fix it that way, I can take a piece of paper, a scrap piece of paper, cut a little inch by inch square and glue that sucker on and redo it. Wish I didn't have transparent yellow. Yeah, I'm going to have to do the paper technique. So I'm in no rush though. So I wanted this one to be just a smidgen redder. And the one below it, there wasn't enough of a change. That's better. Okay, and then there's this sad little guy over here.
There's a paintbrush in the
Yeah, it got chucked. Yep. Oh, I've got some scrap paper. If you don't have scrap paper, you can just go find a sheet towards the end of your sketchbook and do the unthinkable. Close your eyes. Don't look. Ah! know my boxes are 1 inch by 1 inch. No big deal. You may have to do this. So I'm going to put a little dot here. Boop. There we go. Find some skizzers. Hello, skizzers. Perfect. I gotta glue that down. Who's throwing glue sticks? Not me. And I'm going to, there you go. There's the culprit. See that? That's not too bad now. Fix that all up. Good as new. No harm, no foul. All right, take another shot at this. So we tried different problem-solving techniques to fix our little mistake, our little error. Some will work. Like I glazed a little bit more red on that one because I didn't think it was red enough. And some didn't work at all. So we had to use more a stronger approach. And I'm going to be twice as careful this time, making sure that I don't have like little blobs of red hiding in the bristles of my paintbrush. And this may be too yellow what I'm putting down, but I know I can always add more red. I can always like darken the color in a sense. But I've learned the hard way that it's harder to go lighter. Pretty much impossible. So I'm going to lay down a layer of yellow or yellowy orange because I'm feeling a little, what's the word? More careful. Here we go. And then the paint's starting to dry up too, which is a bit of an issue. Got an orange. Testing it out. I don't care if I have a million color swatches over here. That doesn't matter. What matters is that I get that color right. And besides, color swatch pages are pretty. Okay. Deep breath. I see that it's 12:08. I suppose that some of you are hungry.
No, actually, no.
Oh, I don't know. Well, that's a heck of a lot better, eh? I'm going to leave that there. I'm I'm comfortable with that. Now, I have one spot up here for that 50-50 orange. And since I have it mixed here, am I going to do it? No. I'm going to leave it. Because I won't be able to get that color again. Okay, let's do blue and red. So I've got lots of red on my palette. If you're crazy hungry and you need to go grab a snack, food, whatever, go ahead. Okay? You can go make a quick peanut butter and jam jelly sandwich and come back and join us. I'm going to keep chugging along. Just because that's what I feel like doing. I like my cobalt blue. It's pretty. So there's lots of different blues. I mean, when you go to the art store, you're going to see that there's cobalt blue, Prussian blue, cerulean blue. And just eyeballing my tubes of paint, my cobalt's kind of in the middle of the colors. So I'm going to go with my cobalt. You have what you have in your kit, and that's it. And that's cool. Okay, so I've got the red here. I'm going to put my blue here so it stays away from the yellow. Cross-contamination. Put a little dollop in there. And Bob's your uncle. Or Sean. Or Jason. There we go. Okay, we've got our nice squeaky clean blue out of the tube. It would be a good idea to change your waters. If your water looks orange right now, then oh. There we go. Then your water's contaminated and will contaminate your colors. Cha-cha. So let's go in with a clean brush, our clean, brand new, fresh blue, and fill in all those blue boxes. Dabu-dee, dabu-die. Look at those satisfying primary colors side by side. They are called the primary colors because you need them to make all the other colors when you're painting. All the colors come from red, blue, and yellow. So that's nice. That's why they're primary. And the secondary colors are what you get when you mix the two primary colors together. So 1 + 1 is 2. 1 + 1 is 2. Tertiary colors are when you have like 2/3 blue, 1/3 red, like when it's kind of in between. If we were doing a color wheel, we're not doing a color wheels in this unit because you know what the color wheel looks like, and I want to talk more about mixing colors and transitioning, so I won't get the inevitable question, Miss, how do I mix orange? Or Miss, how do I mix green? Or how do I get brown? We're going to answer all those questions here. You should know at this point what a color wheel is and what it looks like. But if we're talking color wheels, you should have that image popped up in your head. And if your tertiary colors on the color wheel fall between a secondary and a primary color. There you go. Ta-da! So I have 1 point. It's like golf, 1 point against me. Anyone else racked up a point in that last row? Who's going to end with the highest score? We want low scores in this one. It's like golf, right? Is that how that sport goes? You're trying to keep your score low. So I did not get a hole-in-one in the first round. Let's go. We're going to do blue to red this time. So doesn't really matter with this one. Blue and red are fairly equally matched in their power cards. So it's just a matter of pulling them together in increments. And we are going to be working towards purple. Okay, so purple in acrylics, just from my experience, is a bit of a challenge. I find it just gets really dark and you don't see the richness of the purple color. So I found that those people who use a bit more water with their paints get the purple out of the paint a bit better. If you are planning doing a painting that uses a lot of purple, and you've got the funds and the ability and all that to just go buy a tube of paint. Just go buy a tube of purple. But not today. Not today, folks. Please don't unpack your relatives, your artistic relatives' paints that they've lent you. Stay out of their stuff. Today we are persevering, right? That's the word of this lesson. It's perseverance. And we are going to work with what we have in front of us. And that is just your primary colors and black and white and water. That was quite a jump, but here we go. So we're going to slowly transition the purple. And yeah, water is important. So do a bit more of a wash application so that we can see the brilliance of the purple. So we should have like a nice red wine color here. Let's add a little bit more blue to the pot. So we're getting closer to that 50-50 mark. Did we get there too quickly? Did we drive too slowly? Who knows? I'm not keeping you from eating, but let's chugging through this. Snack on the sides. Ooh. This is the 50-50 point. Ho, 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 that's not too bad. Kind of happy. This exercise not only works your color mixing skills, but your control of the paintbrush. Looks really dark on the screen. I don't know, does this help? Come through. Helps a little. Okay. Now we're transitioning to more bluer purples. Nice even steps. Nothing too crazy. I want my highest score to be a 1. That's what I'm going for. Paint right up to the edge of the adjacent color, the side-by-side color. Don't leave any white. That affects how we see colors. So try to snap everything up close to each other. As best as you can. Cha-cha. Okay. And a little bit more blue. 2 more steps till we get to the solid blue. So there's not a lot of red in here. Oops. Gosh darn it. All right. And last step. So even my gradation here on my palette, it's more red over here, more blue over here. Testy test. Looks all right to me. Oh, very satisfying. Ba-bum. Not too bad. Not too bad. It was a bit of a jump here, but I'm going to let it slide. Okay, I'm really cleaning up my brush again. And one side of my blue's real clean. My yellow's a big mess. It's probably all dried up because it's been a while. So I'm going to squeeze some fresh yellow out. Thankfully, it wants to open for me. I'm just... Come on, you. There we go. Clean your water up, because if water looks purple, it's going to ruin your greens. Because that's where we're going next. Look at these lovely colors. Yay! All right. So my little palette here, we got my blue and the yellow nice and clean. I've even put it away from orangey yellow. So you got to keep them separated. I'm going to start with my yellow because I know it's weak. Blue's going to overpower it significantly. So I'm just going to carefully inch my yellow over to the blue, and I'm going to pick up a little, just a bristle brushes tips worth of blue. I don't want to overpower my yellow. Look at that. It just like took over. Settle down, blue. You don't have to be so overbearing. Cha-cha. So we have a nice little celery green off yellow. That's yummy. We got this. We got this. Ta-da! That's a little, probably eraser bit. Get off of there. Nobody invited you. Whatever. Okay. Then we sneak just a little bit more blue in here. Just going to inch it over into the yellow. Encourage my yellow to be a bit stronger. Stand up for itself. Know its rights. Test, test, test. So important. If you just go plop that color down willy-nilly, well, you are living way more freely than I am. Now, we were doing a lot of watering down in the last one, and you may be tempted to continue watering your colors down, but it's not as necessary. Green will work out just fine. So use your paint. This isn't watercolors. You want to have like a layer of paint on that paper. And these sketchbooks are really good. I do like them because you can put lots of different types of media in here and it works. Ooh, look at that. I have dry blue chunks in my paint, so careful. Picking those out later. Oh well.
Miss, would it be cheating to put the green in the middle? Like use the green paint that came with the kit?
I like that you asked that. What do you think I would say?
No.
No, it wouldn't be cheating, or no, you're not allowed to?
No, it wouldn't be cheating.
No, it's
I mean,
cheating.
it's using the paint.
Yeah, it is. Totally. No. Learn how to mix green. Please and thank you. Because the green that you're going to get with this yellow and this blue is probably going to be different than the tube of paint. This is an exercise that you got to do as an artist. You have to work on your color mixing. You have to figure out what can you get out of your tools. So we did those like little easy peasy activities in the beginning of graphite pencil unit, and this is what a mark that a pencil makes is. This is what blending, this is, sharp marks, a 2B, a 6B, an 8B. We experimented with our media, and it was quick because it was just a pencil. Same thing with illustration pens, hatching, cross-hatching, stippling. I mean, like, it's not as crazy versatile as color is. Color's like super versatile. So it's going to take us a little bit longer to get to know our tools, get to know this new media, and learn how to manipulate it. Cutting corners and using pre-mixed tubes of paint. I have a green in my kit too, but it's going to sit in there. I'm not going to look at it. The temptation. Because I'm enjoying this green.
We can use the green kits for the red and green one, right? Like for when we do the red.
Ooh. Oh. Yeah, I'll answer that question when I get there. Taking the 5th for now.
Miss, are you gonna take attendance? Because I was gonna go eat something.
Everyone type here in the Teams chat, and then that will log your time. Your period 3 time. Okay? Everybody in my class, I don't know if those 6 people that's on this stream right now, hello and welcome. If you're not one of my students, you're fantastic for being here and for discovering my teeny tiny little live stream. There we go. Okay. So for this one, we're going to be transitioning from a secondary color to a primary color. So what we need to do first is make sure that we have enough of a secondary color to go the distance all the way down to here, okay, to be mixing the purple all the way to the yellow. So on my palette, I already have my red and my blue. So I'm going to make a good puddle of purple over here. And then I'm going to bring my yellow and I'm going to go across and try to mix those and see what happens when you mix gradually a 50% secondary color to its complementary color. So let's get going. We need to make a pile of purple, and since this red's slowly drying out, I'm going to dump it all in there. I'm just going to go right in there and blah, 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 blah. You need enough. You need enough. Double check that you have a decent purple before you commit. Is it a reddish purple? Remember, purple, you need a smidgen of water just to see the color. So I'm okay with this. I'm all right with that. That's a nice purple. Might be a little red, but that's okay.
It's on the cord. Oh,
Here we go. And things are about to get crazy. So I'm going to slowly add my purple and my yellow. I know my yellow is super weak, so I'm going to start on that other end, making sure that my brush is super clean. Relatively uncontaminated yellow. And just that touch of purple. Gradual changes. Just the smallest increment of the complementary color has an immediate effect on the primary color or on the other color. So when we mix complementary colors together, you get a massive desaturation. I don't even want to mix on the palette very well. So be prepared for not bright, happy colors. closer to a 50-50. There we go. And the reason that I'm having you do this is that you can learn how to mix natural colors, colors that we see in nature. Green's peeking through. Come on. My row got a little wonky. Whatever. So there's so many variables, like each color is a variable. How much water you use is a variable. So if you're coming into these problems, you're like, mine doesn't look like this. Consider all the different variables. How much red, how much blue, how much yellow, how much water. And then try to figure out where you went wrong based upon that. There we go. Actually, yay. That wasn't too shabby. Now, those are a little close, those two. But maybe I can glaze that one. Yeah, you can see it on camera. Even on camera, you can see that there's, if you squint, you don't really see that much of a difference between these two. No worries. A wee bit of a glaze now that we know what glazes are. I hope you're watching. If you're not my student and you're watching these things on your own, you're awesome. And if you are, think back to the last activity where we did glazes. And we can just tweak this little color that wasn't quite satisfactory into a more satisfactory tone. Yay, satisfaction. So now we know that yellow and purple, when gradually mixed together, creates this lovely series of browns. We can use those for skin tones. We can use those for hair tones. We can use that for nature. We can use it for a whole bunch of things. We're halfway done. What do we have? Red to green. Well, I'm going to have to clean my palette because my red's over here, my green's over here, and purple's in the way. So I'm going to have to clean my palette off. Yeah. I will be right back. We're back. Need like intro music. Fresh water, fresh colors. 50% done.
Miss,
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing the purple right now, and I'm at like my third square, like darker purple.
Yeah.
It's like a grayish green color. From the purple and the yellows.
Which?
Like,
Wait. What are you doing? Go back. I missed it. Are you on this row, yellow to purple?
yes.
And you're getting a yellowish green color? Or gray?
It's like a murky, like a swampy green.
Okay, then you have too much blue in your purple. Pull in some red.
Okay.
Right? I kept, if you were watching like super closely, which probably you weren't, but that's okay. In the video when I was doing this one, I found that it kept getting too red, and I had to pull more blue. So I found that the browns were looking more red than like right in that middle. So I kept pulling over a little bit more blue to balance out the red. So if yours is looking a little bit more green, that means you have too much blue, right? You need the yellow. You've got yellow and blue make green. So you've got to pull it in that other direction with the red. Okay, speaking of red, let's put a nice fresh gob of red on our palettes. making sure this time that the other side of my palette was dry. That was a bit of a bonehead move, but I'll clean that. That'll get covered. No worries. So I'm still at 1 point. I hope I don't jinx myself. So red and green. So red's easy to pour out. Green's a bit more challenging. Now my friend asked if they could just jump right in and pour the green from the tube onto their lid, onto their palette, and work from there, work through 2 colors. Why not? You're not going to be able to do it for the orange. You only have the green. So, and let's do it. Let's just give it a shot. No problem, buddy. Just this once though. The next one, orange, we're going to have to work hard at. But we'll let it go and we'll see what our green in our kits can do. Now my green, right off the bat, you're going to notice is very different from what you have in your kit. You have a phthalo green and it's a darker green. It's probably closer to this over here. Am I right? Okay, so I'm cheating along with you. Because why not, right? And I'm going to paint that pure green. Right in the box. It's vibrant. Mine's very, very saturated. Very happy green. Very I call it like, I don't know if this is the right word, but a manufactured green. You don't necessarily see this in nature. It feels neon. But I like it. All right. And so we begin. We're going to be taking little dabs, and I mean little teeny tiny dabs of red. It's so strong. It's going to overpower green. So we've got to do this really softly, really gradually. Like the moment we saw the purple and the yellow, we saw that big change, and we're going to do the same here. The problem is you got to mix just enough to fill that square and do a color swatch. And I don't want to thin it out with water. That's the easy way. Okay. Ooh. I'm painting very thinly. Don't want to mix. Those two look too close together. I like this paintbrush. I don't think it's the one I was using earlier. Ah ha ha. There you are. What are you doing? Okay. Oh. I have elephants living upstairs. Not too shabby. Nice even steps. Just enough paint to cover the distance. This is an excellent exercise. It may be a little tedious. However, you are gaining so much knowledge and power over acrylic paints and color. It's worth it. This is like in the movies where the hero or heroine is training for the big battle, and it's like done in a montage. We need like montage music going to keep us engaged and persevering. As the viewer of the movie, we don't sit with our hero as they slug away at learning the skill, whatever that skill is. We just watch the fun montage. And it happens in like one song's worth. Okay. What's your montage song? If your real life had a soundtrack, what song is playing in the background right now?
Believer by Imagine Dragons.
Nice. Anybody else want to quip in? No, oh, what's that one song that's like so overused for montage songs? Do, 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 do. Oh my gosh. That's it. That's it.
Miss, I know that song all too well.
Yeah, it's such a cliche montage song, but whatever.
For my cadet squadron, we're the Tiger Squadron, and I'm in band.
Oh.
Every event.
Yep. I would suppose that is an appropriate song.
Beginnings and ends of parades, we would play that.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Right. It should be looking redder. That's what we're going for. Having a hard time letting go of green. I love you, green. I got the eye of the tiger. Sorry, I won't sing. Yeehaw. Last box for this row. And it's just a little bit of red, and it's a really desaturated red. It's lost that vibrancy. It's lost that brightness that you get when it's fresh out of the tube. And for some situations, that is exactly what you're going for. So maybe you're painting an apple, let's say, and you're finding that the red of the paint right out of the tube is just too vibrant. It's too saturated. It looks too plasticky. You need much more of a natural, deeper red. Don't use black. Don't use blue. Try using the complementary color, which is green. Look at that. Look at all those apples. How do you like them apples? What movie's that one from? You wouldn't have seen that movie. I don't know. Yeah, there you go. Good job. Haha, pop quiz.
I didn't even know that was from a movie. I heard my mom used to say that all the time.
Well, it was an expression before then, before Good Will Hunting, but there was a moment in the movie where they use it, and it's become quite symbolic or representative of that. Yeah. Sometimes the phrases existed before the movies, but then became even more famous because of the movie. Okay, here we go, kiddos. Orange to blue. Look at this. I love this page. I'm loving it. Are you guys loving your page? I love this page. I like the chaos. And I like the conformity. There's a few. Meh. Whatever. Okay. So what do we need? How do we make orange? Oh, I know. I need red and yellow because I already did this. Now I know these answers. So I got to have red and yellow and blue. So I'm going to try my best to make some space because I kind of spread out everywhere. Good old Tupperware lids. If you want to save these and donate, if you're working on something similar, you want to donate it to the school later, that would be appreciated because it just works so well and it cleans up nicely. All right. Yellow. Where are you, yellow? There you are. And oh, for this green up here, I'm letting you go straight to the bottle. Your green will look different than my green. This isn't a phthalo green. It is a permanent green light. Vert permanent clair, verde permanente claro, verde chiaro permanente. Oh, and German. Permanent grün hell. Okay. I got the crimson. I need the orange. The orange. We don't have a tube for orange. So you're going to have to learn to mix it again. No more easy street. No more cutting corners, my friends. When you're doing a real painting, go ahead. When we're doing color mixing exercises, let's try to be honest. Okay. There we go. Good old primary colors. We're going to make a 50% orange. If your water's dirty, give it a refresh. Ooh, if your paper towel has hidden spots of paint, get a fresh one. Now I have a blue thumb. This is why I don't put much effort into making my nails fancy. Get paint in them. Okay. Orange. We know that yellow's weak. We also have to make enough of this secondary color to go the distance. So it's not enough to just fill one box. We've got to make a significant amount, which is another good skill of developing, because when you're mixing paints for a big painting, the worst thing is to run out of a color and then having to mix it again. Hopefully you were keeping color swatches so you can try to get that same color. Like, let's say I wanted that shade of purple. I ran out of this mixture and I have to mix it again. At least I have this purple to work off of, and I can do more color swatches around it to match it up. That's why it's important. Just make it a habit. Have a scrap piece of paper, even if you're working on a canvas or a board, a panel, have a scrap piece of paper close by to test out your colors, or you're going to have a bad time. Make this a habit. I'm trying to form good habits, good artistic practices. Okay, there's my happy orange. Orange is the color of, what was the psychology thing we were talking about earlier? Extroverts, outgoing, fun, spontaneous. Think of all your cartoon childhood characters that are associated with orange, and what are their personalities like? Are they spontaneous, a little wild, a little crazy? Thinking of Michelangelo from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The colors that they were wearing on their masks represented their emotions. Like Raphael was red. He was always angry. You know, Leonardo was the leader, blue, royalty, strength, balance. Donatello was the creator, the scientist. He was purple. You know, just saying, colors are important. Okay, so we're going to slowly add blue to the orange. I've got my pile of orange over here. I got my pile of blue over here. I'm going to slowly bring it over, slowly bring them to meet. Let them introduce each other to each other. And I might have a satisfactory. Now, earlier, one of my friends was saying that when they were working from purple to yellow, it was looking like a green. Well, we had 3 colors that we were balancing rather than just 2. It's easy to balance 2 colors. But I've noticed right off the bat here, and I'm committing myself to this color, I don't care. I'm noticing that this looks like a terrible green. This isn't even close to what I was going for. I'm going to just finish coloring in the box, and then I'm going to have to tweak it because there's too much yellow in this orange, the orange that I picked up. That's why there's green. Yellow and blue make green. So I know that I need to bring in more red to get it to what I'm aiming for. Yeah, which would be within the realm of browns, right? Desaturated, not noticeably a green or anything like that. So it's important to test out those colors. That's better. So I committed to coloring in the whole box because I wanted that under layer to stay consistent. If I did half the box and then stopped, it would look lopsided. So I committed to my error and then I fixed it. Okay. Now, if you're working orange down to blue, good for you. It rhymed. Come for the art lessons, stay for the comedy. Oh my goodness. There we go. So we're getting these lovely, rich olive greens, almost. Olive, I'd call them olive colors. Is everyone doing all right? If you're getting miffed about the time, oh, it's only 1:19, but please consider that we started an hour later today because of drop-offs and things like that, art kit issues. So if you could please, I know if you've got work and prior commitments at certain times, you got to do that, but if you don't, please, let's see this to the end. I'm not going to stop. Don't stop me now. Who sings that one? My son's got it. Queen.
I knew that was.
Oh.
I'm too lazy to mute my mic.
Oh no. If you've seen Shaun of the Dead, no, you can't watch Shaun of the Dead. You're too young. Too many swear words. But if you're old enough and your parents don't care about the swear words, it's a spoof on classic zombie movies, Shaun of the Dead. It's like, Dawn of the Dead and whatnot. And there's a scene where that song is played and it's just hilarious. No, yeah, that's it. That's the one. Anyone seen that? Oh, it's funny. has to be a point where it starts to look a little bit more orange than blue. This is the point where it should be happening. There we go.
What's your favorite movie, Nurse?
Ooh, that's too hard of a question.
Yes, I've seen Shaun of the Dead.
Yes. Isn't it great?
It's been a long time since I've seen it, but it's really good.
Yeah. We use some quotes from that, like, life gets hard and you're like, do you want to go to the pub? I think, okay, like, I'm not going to name off 10 movies, but within my top 10 range, because I don't have a number one. There's too many. I like movies too much. Shaun of the Dead's up there, and its counterpart, Hot Fuzz. Those two by that British production group is hilarious. Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's good.
I watch that often.
That's hilarious.
It's very
I
funny.
love that song in the beginning, Hooked on a Feeling.
Yes. Hooked on a feeling. Ba, ba, ba. What else? I don't know. I used to say Clerks 2, but that's a movie that didn't age well. And probably a lot of you haven't seen that one. That's a bit more of a fringe movie.
No,
Yeah, that's okay. Don't watch it. It didn't age well. When it first came out, oh my gosh, I could watch that every night and still crack up at the jokes. It's not appropriate. Don't watch it. Guaranteed they all will. Whenever you tell a student, don't watch this show, they go right out and they do it. But it didn't age well, so you're not going to like it. I don't know. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was impressive. It's my favorite Spider-Man movie.
which Spider-Man actor was it?
Okay, I like the recent ones, but I'm saying with Miles Morales.
Oh.
The animated one. I like that one. Yeah, the animated one. I like it a lot. But I like, what is it? From Home? What's the
Far From Home.
Far From Home? And those Spider-Man, I like the new kid.
Tom Holland, yeah.
Tom Holland, that's it.
He fits it perfectly because he actually looks young.
Yes. Yeah. He doesn't look like a goof like Tobey Maguire. Is it Toby? Is that it? Yeah.
There's Tobey Maguire and there's Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, Andrew Garfield's totally forgettable. I'm sorry, Andrew Garfield, if you ever watch this YouTube video. Right. Yeah, those shows didn't appeal to me. I mean, the Tobey Maguire ones I watch because they're cringeworthy. Like, it's funny for that. And again, I'm sorry, Toby. But you pause on a couple spots in those movies and his facial expressions are just too much. They're hilarious. Like when he's holding the train. Just crack up.
I feel bad because he's actually gone and done like other stuff, but I will always see him as Spider-Man.
Yeah, that happens.
Miss, I heard somewhere that he got so mad that they made a new Spider-Man after he was done with his Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like all got mad that they made another Spider-Man without the actor.
Without him in it?
Yeah.
Womp womp for him.
I think he was more mad because they replaced him.
Yeah. Oh, same thing for the Hellboy actor. Have you seen Hellboy? He's
I used to watch it when I was there.
Yeah, but the movie. So there was an iconic actor who like almost naturally looks like Hellboy. And they went and actually they used the new one when they redid Hellboy. They used the guy from Stranger Things, the police officer, Hopper, as the Hellboy actor. And the original guy was all upset. I was like, what are you going to do? It's what happens. I like Hopper too. I want to see Black Widow. That hasn't come out yet, right?
With Scarlett Johansson?
Yeah. Her behind the scenes story.
I want to see that too.
Okay.
Yes, have you seen the first episode of Loki?
Yes. It was good. I am satisfied. I want more.
Wait, does that come out tomorrow?
Ooh, is the next one tomorrow?
I think it's either Wednesdays or Thursdays.
Ooh. Yeah. My son's all perked up out there. He's like, ooh, we get to watch another one. We watch the shows together. What was the witch one? That was good. The one with the oh my gosh, I can't think of yeah, WandaVision. WandaVision was so good.
Yeah, I didn't expect that. I thought
A lot of people didn't expect it.
that Wanda was gonna be the bad guy. Like that it was kind of easy to know.
He says it was easy to tell that she was going to be the bad guy.
In the
Are you guys talking about a show? Or are you talking about a Marvel character?
Yes. It is a Marvel spin-off show on Disney Plus. They did one about Wanda, about the oh gosh, help me out, nerds. I need some help with words.
Scarlet
Girl
Witch.
from
That's it.
the Marvel movies that with red hair.
Mm-hmm. And she's got like the
Scarlet Witch.
yeah, the Scarlet Witch. Okay.
It's actually what you look at.
Also, Miss, it was today. The new episode's today.
All right. Will,
Yep.
tonight.
Yeah. Also,
Can you hear him in the
what
background?
do you think of for WandaVision if they're the good guy or the bad guy? Because if
He
you
doesn't
think
stop.
it's her as a good guy because she's Marvel and all that, but really, I would think she's a bad guy because she's enslaved all those townfolk.
Yeah.
Like, and even in one part, one of the people when they got in control, I think it was like the last episode, they said, "I haven't seen my children for days."
Yeah, I know. That was super sad. If that was me and I couldn't see you guys for days, and knowing that you were locked up in your room,
Yeah.
that would be awful. Okay, so for my artists out there, I'm cleaning my palette. It's important to clean it now because we're switching gears. And I have like a little Scotch Brite brush, something with a bit of a tooth to it, and it cleans up, it takes off the paint real nice. Making sure I dry my lid so I don't repeat former mistakes. Okay, now on our palette, we've got, you can put away your blue, you can put away your red, and nope. You can put away your blue and yellow, but you need your red. And put a dollop of red there. Shoop. And the two new tubes of paint are, well, I have white up here, so let's pull out the white. I'm going to leave black until I'm ready to do this next row. We are just working between two colors again. Yay. Working between three colors is tough. It's more of a challenge, more variables, right? All right. Where's Old Faithful? Ooh, and we want clean water. If your water is brown and murky. Yes, who's got a question? Did someone have a question? I thought I heard birds chirping. Gabby? It's my imagination.
Yes, I think you've heard too much of them.
Maybe. I do like them though. All right. Well, everything is pristine and clean. If if yellow was easily overpowered by other colors and influenced by them, white is the biggest pushover ever. So while your brush is clean, while your water's clean, if you're feeling even the littlest bit nervous about your brush having like paint down in the bottom, maybe shampoo it at this point. I'm living wild. There you go. Paint that crispy, clean white. Titanium white. We all have this same color in our kits. Lovely. That's a dog sneezing in the background. Cha-cha. So we're just going to be exploring how white and red work together and how black and red work together. I mean, if we had all the patience and time in the world, we would do it with our blue and yellow. We'd do a grayscale. What else could we do? A whole bunch of things that we could be doing. But it's already 1:30 in the afternoon. So just take just a breath of that red. Oh, it's so delicate. We need close to white as we possibly can go. Don't forget your color swatches. Test it out, because maybe you've got like a little chunk of red hiding up in your bristles and you don't find out until you make that first stroke. If you do that first stroke on your paper, you're going to have a bad day. Or first stroke on your good copy. You're going to have a bad day. They're going to know. Okay, let's bring another little bristles load. Oh, so little, not too much. Don't go crazy. Check. You can always add more red, but you can't take it away as easily. We're going to get in some yummy bubblegum flavors. I am painting too thinly. I'm not mixing enough colors. I know that because I'm struggling to cover the box in a nice layer of paint. So I know that I need to be a little bit braver and pull out more color, more paint into the center to pick up with my brush. All right, there's 3 down. Ooh, it looks all right on camera. You can see the difference. Okay, we're being braver. So I'm pulling in a little bit, way more red than I need to, but I'm going to balance it out with the white. Double check and commit. I think all summer long I'm going to be editing videos. All right. Double check before you commit to it. I've had students in the past ask me, Miss, how do you make pink? And they don't realize that pink is just light red. You know what else is weird? From an artist's point of view, when you get dressed in the morning, you would look really good in like a navy blue pair of pants and a light blue shirt, wouldn't you? But would you take a pair of, okay, well, red pants are pretty bold, but red pants and a pink shirt, would that be as socially acceptable? Maybe. I'm sure there's people out there. Did I just insult someone? Yes, I'm wearing red and pink right now. Good for you.
Yes, I actually am wearing red and pink.
I love it.
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. I don't care.
Literally, all I wear is black. And camo pants. I have one pink shirt.
Steph, that suits you though. That's your style. That's your look.
Yeah. I have like 7 pairs of camo pants.
Well, that works well for going out camping, you know? Gotta stay in camouflage. Yeah. When my kids were little, and they're at that age that they believe pretty much anything you tell them, which is like, you need to be aware of that as a parent and not use that for evil. But I'm not that good of a person. So we used to tell the kids or make jokes that whenever someone's wearing camo, they're completely invisible. You can't see them. You know, like that guy wears his, look at the floating head, or, you know, look at that person. You can't see his body. You just see his head and legs. And the kids started to believe that we literally couldn't see them, that they were so camouflaged that they were invisible. And we took my son to go get rubber boots, and we found a pair of camo boots, and we put them on him, and we're like, oh my gosh, where'd your feet go? And he's like, they're right here. He's like a panic. He was really little, you know, like toddler age when they'll buy anything. And we had a little bit of fun with the invisibility boots.
Yeah, I used to do that all the time in Army Cadets. We had like a camo tarp.
Yeah.
And we had like an improvised shelter out of it.
Uh-huh.
And we went to go like showcase all like the improvised shelters that we made.
Yeah.
As the group that used the camo tarp was like, oh yeah, I mean, you can't really see it, but it's there.
Huh.
So it was in the middle of the forest.
Right. That's funny.
Yeah.
One time during an FTX, like a field training exercise,
Mm-hmm.
there was a captain, and like captains wear like camo, not just green.
Right.
And like, I legit couldn't see him, and it scared me when I
I
noticed.
remember that.
Yeah. One was
That was hilarious. The trees, that you couldn't see them at all. It's like, where'd the officers go?
we saw him move, and both of us were like terrified. What's going on?
That camo stuff works.
Yeah. I had this one PS4 controller. It was camo.
Uh-oh.
And I swear, if I put it I could be looking straight at it, and I'd be like, where'd it go? It would be like, oh. I have a bright red one now.
Yeah, so you can't lose it.
I have a bright red.
That we naturally see well. All right, I'm happy with that. Chugging along. Okay, so I'm going to be moving from red to black in my last thing, my last column, and I don't want any white to infiltrate this. Okay, so you've got to clean your brush really, really well. If you get white in this last exercise, it's going to go gray rather than, like, it'll have that hint of gray to it when you want it just pure black to pure red. So I feel bad. It was a bit of a waste of paint. See, I don't like doing this, but I'm going to just make sure. I'm not going to get rid of this red because I was careful. I'm just going to, you can see, okay. Just give it a wee bit of a scrub. Just put the white. Gotta keep them separated. It's another old song. I don't even remember who that's by. But I know that there was a lot of headbanging involved.
Oh, that's by not the Misfits. The
Ramones? Offspring? Offspring.
Yeah, I used to listen to like a lot.
Yeah.
as well as the Misfits.
Yes. The Ramones, Misfits. What about No Effects? No. Another punk band. What about Goldfinger? Goldmember? Something like that. Something gold. No?
I've heard of them. I actually have a small vinyl collection.
Ooh.
I have 7.
Nice.
My dad gave me.
Yeah.
And the Sex Pistols.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, that one. And another band called Suicidal Tendencies.
I don't know that one.
Awesome. I love them. I like skate punk.
Yes. I used to be quite into punk when I was in high school. Yep. Okay, but we got to do this. Okay, so we got our clean black, our clean water, clean brush. Let's start applying the colors. Crispy clean black beside crispy clean white. I can talk. I should do like a survey after you finish this activity on how confident do you feel in mixing colors and working with acrylic paints. Whether it's gone up or not in your... Pardon?
It's very easy. Acrylic paint is easier to get off than I thought, so I'm really appreciative of that.
Okay.
Miss, I feel like a printer.
You feel like a printer?
You know, printers have like the red ink and like the blue ink, and they only use like, I don't know the actual colors, but they only use those.
Oh, they use CYMK, I think? No.
Magenta, cyan, yellow, I think.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I feel like I can mix all the colors.
I know. You have the power.
Yeah, I think I'm doing all right.
Good.
I did well on the yellow to blue. I think I did pretty good.
I think yellow to blue is very forgiving. I'm always successful at that one. The red to blue, I'm happy with. This is probably my best one. And I've been doing this, for how long? We won't ask. I find that one's challenging, but that's just me. It's getting that right ratio. Ooh.
My green to red is good too.
Green,
I think.
green
Like
to red.
actual different colors
Yeah.
for each one.
Yeah, that's the goal. Good job. I celebrate
Thanks.
your success. This one is pretty dark. I think I went too dark too quick. Yee. Okay, so this is like two bosses against each other. Remember, we were comparing the colors and their powers to like Pokemon cards, their power ranges and what can overpower each other. So we essentially, red and black, I think, are the most powerful and overpowering colors. And now when you put them together, we find out who really is the top dog. It might be black. I think it overpowered my, oh my God, yeah, looking at the camera. Oh no, I think I scored another point. Womp womp. Zoot. And I had barely any black in there. Holy moly. What a disaster. I'm going to have to cut out a new square. Anybody else earn some points in this journey? Don't tell me I'm the only one. Your silence makes me feel so good. But that's okay. I'm happy that you guys are successful. You don't have to have earned points. You don't want points. Points are bad.
Or how do you get them? What are they?
when you screw up so bad, you have to cut out a piece of paper and cover it up and start from scratch.
Oh dear.
This is one. This guy, maybe you can't tell from your angle, but it's a piece of paper that I repainted. Yeah. Maybe I need to go the other way. Maybe you guys aren't earning points because I'm showing you what not to do. That must be it. Don't do what Kiely did. Okay, I think working from black to red might be the safer option. Yeah. Yeah. Someone's messing around with their mic. Do you have a question? Is that Steph?
Oh, that's my paper because it's drying weird, and I'm painting on it. It's making that clicking noise.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a water bottle, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's me.
Either I'm getting tired or this is tough. I'm just not satisfied. I haven't heard from a bunch of you. Mara, how are you doing? Thinking about my quiet
Did
ones.
you say something to me?
How are you doing with this with this assignment?
I don't have much patience for it. At least it's almost over.
Thanks, Mara. Layla, how about you? How are you feeling right now as we end near the end? She's taking the 5th. Oh. That's fine. Marco.
It's fine. I'm kind of going on autopilot just because he's been doing this for so long.
Like today? Is that what you mean? So long?
Yeah, just like this assignment.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I know. What about Owen? No, I think I lost another one. Jalen? Are you holding up?
Yeah, I'm here.
Well, that's good. I think I angered your neighbor today.
Yeah, she's usually like that though.
I got the impression that she was a character.
Yeah, I thought you didn't. I thought you were like going to the wrong house for that reason. Yeah, that's the neighbor that's always angry to stuff.
Was that not your driveway, or was that the neighbor's driveway?
I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be ours, but she just claimed it.
Oh.
Like when we didn't live here. So like when we moved in, she just claimed it.
Wow.
See how there's like a little log there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was never there. Apparently, like on Google Maps, it's not there.
Cute. Yeah, she came out like right away. I'm waiting for deliveries. I need my driveway. I'm like, well, I am delivering and I'll be gone real soon. Thank you very much. That kind of put her back. Every neighborhood needs a quirky person on the street. Keeps things exciting.
Yeah, I'm surprised she actually didn't yell.
Oh, that would have been delicious. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, that would have been fun.
What did she say to you?
Oh, she just told me politely that she needed the driveway. She was waiting for deliveries, that I needed to leave. I'm like, I will leave. I am delivering. I was polite. It wasn't like there was nothing ever rude. It was just funny how prompt she was. Like I got out of the car and she was already on me about it. Nothing terribly scandalous. I could just tell that it probably was a problem. Whatever. Hee Jalen.
Yeah.
What's up, Steph?
Oh no, but I was just asking you something.
Oh, do you want to mute your mic
Right as,
about that then?
right as I was saying that, I realized, oh, I should probably mute my mic before I say yeah.
That's okay.
I just like leaving my mic on.
Sometimes it's easier, right? All right, I've got to measure out a fresh square. 2 points. 2 points for Mrs. Kiely. Where's my ruler? Oh boy. And then I get to say I'm done. I don't know about you guys, but I know Mara thinks this, or Marco, not sure which one said it, but it has been a long day of painting. But we are building a whole bunch of skills. One of them, color mixing, deciding how much paint to put on our palette to go the distance. Now we're also discovering how long we can paint for before we start losing our patience with the experience. Some people's patience is shorter than others. Schmoop. So no biggie. I'm not gonna start over again. Oh my gosh, no. Heck no. Just gonna cover up my little mistake with a fresh 1 inch by 1 inch square. Yeah. And take another crack at it.
My hips hurt from sitting for so long.
I know. Last one. Or you can get up and stretch. I mean, I can't see you.
No, it's okay. I just want to finish this and then I can just go outside.
Right? I'm gonna go walk the dog. Actually, my daughter's graduating from grade 8 next week, so I have to go find a dress with her, which is going to be interesting, considering most things are closed.
I mean, they gotta send stuff up.
Yeah, if it has street access, I can do it. Where do you recommend I take her? Oh, teenagers. She's not a fancy girl. She's looking for just a casual dress.
I got mine at I forget which mall. I got it from a mall. I think it was
Thanks,
Burlington
Steph.
Mall.
Super specific. I'm looking for store
I got mine at
names.
a mall.
A mall. Oh, okay.
Store in a mall. So.
Wow. Good job. I appreciate your contributions. Anybody with more specific store names?
Maybe has not bad casual dresses, but like the problem is they're so expensive. Like it'll just be like a casual sundress and then it'll be like $300. I'm like, excuse me?
Yeah, pass on that one.
It's 8 out of.
I think mine was like $60. I think I got it at the Bay. I think.
Oh, okay. Bay's hit and miss. I think you need lots of, I'm not good at the Marshalls or Winners or any kind of shopping like that where you have to comb through racks. They make me frustrated. I want instant gratification. Get in and get out as fast as you can before anyone gets hurt. That's my shopping style. I don't know. I think Lime Ridge is closest to us.
Is Lime Ridge open inside?
I don't think so. Is Mapleview open inside? What's...
I think. I'm trying to think of the last time I was in Mapleview. I normally go there, but I haven't been there in a while. It might be open.
I don't know.
Yes, I know a store in Lime Ridge, probably closed by now, but
They have a lot to say.
there's this like really fancy store in Lime Ridge, but they're closing, so everything's really cheap.
Oh, that's
I
not a
don't
bad.
know if they're already closed
Yeah,
now.
I think Urban Behavior, Urban Planet, one of those ones. We usually luck out okay, but And Old Navy has lots of nice summer dresses. Quite like Old Navy.
If you're in those ones, you'll definitely find something nice.
Yeah. There we go, kiddos. Not too shabby. Can clean up a couple pencil marks, but other than that, that's the end of the show. There we have learned about how to mix acrylic paints to get certain colors, how red, blue, and yellow mixed with another primary color gives you the secondary colors, orange, purple, and green. We've also learned in this little chunk that when you take a primary color and mix it with its complementary or contrasting color, purple, green, or orange, you get a whole variety of different shades of brown. So you don't necessarily have to stick with the, like a tube of brown. It's easy to make these browns. It's easy to make more natural looking greens. And orange and blue create some interesting greens and browns as well. Very nice stuff. And then we worked with the value of red. We added white and red, and then red to black. So we have this lovely value gradation of value with the primary color red. I hope you guys learned a lot about painting with acrylic paints and mixing colors. Thank you very much for watching. And remember, my friends, stay awesome and be creative. Until next time.